Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Piofiore 1926. I have the bird again. He is trying to eat my headset because he won't settle down. Anyway, we are continuing Dante's tragic bad ending, which we should get in this part, and then we'll finish the other bad endings. So this should be the end of Dante's route. So, morning already? And the little bird, I think, downstairs can hear the birds chirping on the TV up here, even though it's not that loud. like, I'm serious. I turned it on and then I went downstairs for a second, turned the game and everything on, and then I'm like, well, you can hear the birds chirping down here. It's like the echo down there is crazy. I slowly opened my eyes at the bright sunlight streaming through the window. I gasped in surprise as I looked over. Dante was right beside me, breathing softly as he slept. I remembered then, after we spoke in the garden, we both went back to my room for the night. He was sleeping so peacefully now. I couldn't help but smile at his angelic face. It's funny because, in, Gil's route, it was blatantly obvious the shit we were doing. Okay? It was like, we took a bath together, and then it was like, all the things he did. You know what I mean? It was pretty clear. Orlocks, nothing happened. And, Yang's, I'm pretty sure it was, clear that he just had his way with us whenever he wanted. I'm pretty sure he did that in his own route. We know we've slept with Dante, right? But it's like, they're always just like, oh, he's there in the morning, or he stays, but that's it. And it's like, you could really be like, oh, we just snuggle, or did shit happen? What's going on? They're very kind of PG in Dante's route about it. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure Nicholas was clear shit that was happening, but it's like, Dante's route is very much don't talk about it, because Dante's I know he's the innocent little marshmallow, but he ain't that innocent. You know what I mean? But I'm just surprised that they don't, give semi-obvious hints. It's very G, actually. It's not even PG. It's very G-rated. I'm not saying I want it to be triple X, because I don't like reading that, but I'm just it is kind of strange that you think about it. Anyway, I couldn't help but smile at his angelic face. Can we get a CG of that? Because I'm pretty sure we're missing 2 CGs, so. I moved slowly to try and get out of bed without waking him, but we might only get them in the other ones. Just as I was about to move, I was caught by his arms wrapping around me from behind. This is a white screen, so it might be a CG. Oh, hell yeah, it is. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna guess shit happened, because he's not wearing clothes, so that's nice. He looks so sweet and innocent, it's beautiful. You're leaving already? Dante? You're awake. I mean, we're wearing a cute little camisole outfit thing going on, or a little negligee thingy, so it's like, he could just be wearing, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, he's not wearing a shirt, so I'm just gonna pretend shit happened. I'm sure shit happened a lot more, but it's like they never tell you, and it's like, come on. After a momentary silence, the arms that embraced me held me even more tightly. We still have some time until breakfast. Let's stay together like this. Perhaps he'd had a chance to look at the clock. He tried to persuade me to stay put, but, you don't have to persuade me to stay put. But we might fall asleep again. Girl, shut up and cuddle with this man. Dante, you always have a hard time waking up in the mornings for breakfast. I used to think he was a morning person, but ever since I started spending nights with him, I learned that the opposite was true. I wanted him to rest a while longer, especially considering how tired he must be, but time to rise and shine. I tried my best to convince him to get out of bed, but he wasn't letting up. God, how cold is she? I'd be like, yes, let's stay here forever. I haven't had enough time to hold you like this. I want you to stay with me a little longer. Heal me. I love his, the fact that he actually, when she said his angelic face, his eyes are closed, so he has that face on, and it's just lovely. I love it. This wasn't just because he had just woken up. His sweet voice was a bit weaker than usual. How could I refuse his request when he whispered to me so earnestly? He successfully pulled me back into bed. As it turned out, Dante was difficult to escape from. I know, right? We ended up having to hurry into the salon to make it in time for breakfast. Doesn't sound like a bad thing to me. We finished eating our breakfast under Julia's watchful eye when one of Dante's men came in. "Boss, a call for you!" I'm connected to my office. I'll be there shortly. Dante answered briskly and got up from the chair to leave the salon. After watching his back disappear, I stood up to clear the empty plates from the table. Oh. Develop. Uh-oh, what's going on? Sorry for the sudden news, but it looks like the Visconti made their move. We've lost contact with some of our leadership. We can't get in touch with their bodyguards either. They might have all been clipped. You see, let me know if anything else comes up. I set the receiver down after listening to the report. The Visconti were probably biding their time for a while to study our moves against them. Losing those key members was tough, but given the success of our early raids, the battle hadn't yet tilted toward their victory. This was precisely what I wanted to avoid. Again, you should have taken out Oliver. We'd planned the time and location of every raid to make sure civilians were out of the line of fire when we struck. However, if this keeps up, there was no telling how many of Berlin's civilians would be dragged into the conflict. I was already expecting the worst to happen. After watching his back disappear, I stood up to clear the empty plates from the table. I wonder if Julia has anything I can help her with today. I could hear her already cleaning up in the kitchen as I headed over. That's actually the last option that we have in this. That side story, so, we might get the ending, fairly soon in. It had been about 3 weeks that the families had been at war. The Falzone and the Visconti currently found themselves at a stalemate. As for me, I kept myself busy for the day by helping Julia in the kitchen. Leah was happy to hear we're serving pasta alla something. I can't. Why with the Italian? I can't read that. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Anyway, for dinner. He's determined to return for dinner tonight. I see. We should prepare a bit more than usual since Domenico's coming this evening as well. Great. I'm sure everyone will enjoy it. Oh, something's going to go down. Gil's going to bust right into our house and kill us all. I smiled to myself, reaching for more mushrooms to prepare the dish. Julia, I wonder how much longer we're going to be fighting the Visconti. As I chopped the mushrooms, the thought absent-mindedly escaped my lips. How long indeed? I heard the streets have been empty recently, so I'm not sure. Well, I suppose it's a good thing that there have been no casualties among the townsfolk. But I also heard that the bars have been emptier than usual since they're rumored to be prime locations for these fights to break out. I even heard the police have been telling the public this is all because of the mafia. Well, that may be true. It didn't help the police had always detested the mafia. Well, townspeople were of mixed opinions. Looking back, the current situation was nearly identical to the events of last year. The people's trust in the mafia is buoyed or shaken so easily, depending on what's happening. Perhaps they distrusted the mafia all along, their doubts sitting quietly deep inside their minds. With the fighting beginning anew, their distrust is surfacing again. Which is why I had no problem staying inside, away from all the danger outside the manor. I had to admit it was difficult to witness what was happening with the Falzone family. I need to keep my spirits up. I kept encouraging myself to keep my anxieties or fears from showing on my face. I took a deep breath to calm down. Come to think of it, Julia, do you know where Nicola is? I didn't see him at breakfast or lunch today. Young Nicola left early this morning. He said there was something he needed to take care of today. Kidnapping Gilbert? Kidnapping Oliver? I'm just saying. I'm glad that they kind of were pretending Oliver doesn't exist, but the thing is, you know damn well. If they killed Oliver in Nicola's route to hurt Gil, you know what I mean? You kind of had to know. So, I'm just throwing it out there. He did look to be in a hurry, which is odd since he mentioned he'd be staying put here today. See, my worries only heightened whenever Nicola or the others stepped outside. I spoke a silent prayer that they'd all return safely. After Julia and I finished the dinner preparations, I returned to my room to read. I'm just saying, I know it's the tragic bad ending and you're probably going to kill Nicola, but you can't kill him off screen. It's just not the same. I wonder who that is. Couldn't be Dante at this hour, could it? I opened it to see Julia standing there with all the color drained from her face. Oh no. We just got a call. It's Sister Sophia. She was injured in one of the fights out in town. Uh-oh, they're doing that to... Oh no, they're trying to draw me out. Oh no. My blood ran cold as my strength left me. I felt my knees begin to shake. If I didn't force myself to stay strong, I knew I'd collapse to the floor. Oh, they're drawing us out. This is it. Young Dante should be able to tell you about what happened once he returns. Why don't you wait in the salon for his return, and I'll get you something warm to drink. Yes. Please try your best to remain calm. I'm sure everything will be fine. Julia guided me to the salon, doing her best to keep my spirits up. You should have told her not to tell me. Dante returned to the manor earlier than usual. Space. As soon as he entered the salon, he immediately came to sit beside me on the sofa. I'm just saying that if Visconti hurt a fucking nun, we really definitely need to take Oliver out to hurt them back. Dante. Sister Sophia never did anything wrong. As much as the church is like the bane of all evil here, okay, is just rotten to the core. Sister Sophia never did anything wrong and she doesn't deserve this, alright? Leave her mother alone. He looked at me with concern in his eyes. I received a report on what happened to Sister Sophia today. She's currently resting back at the church with a doctor in attendance. I know you're worried about her, so we can go to the church now to see her. Of course I want to, but as grateful as I was for the chance, the volatility. Why couldn't I read volatility? I was like, the what? My God, my brain is so broken. The volatility of the situation made me hesitant to accept his offer. Don't worry. I want to see how Sister Sophia is doing too. Come with me. Thank you, Dante. Oh, we're so gonna end up dead now. I accepted his generous offer and quickly went to my room to get ready. I arrived to find Sister Sophia resting in bed. Upon seeing us, she hurriedly tried to sit up. Wait, Sister Sophia, you need to lie still. It's all right. It's only a wound to my foot. But she smiled gently as she spoke. Like the Visconti purposely barely hurt her so we'd freak out, run here, and they could take us out. I'm saying it's a trap. I appreciate that you two came all this way to see me, although I am sorry to worry you so. She spoke to us as though nothing was the matter, with the same kind hospitality she'd always shown. Fortunately, the bullet didn't hit anywhere too important. According to the doctor, I should be able to walk once the wound heals. But the doctor also told me that I need to rest for a long while. If only I could help her with her duties here. But being outside of the manor now may not be a good idea. If I did decide to stay here, Dante would surely pull some of his men away from the fight to assign them as my bodyguards. Knowing that, I stayed quiet. Dante must have known what was going through my mind, and he spoke up with a hint of regret. Although Arca's considered neutral grounds, there's still a good chance that the Visconti will try to go after you here. I know you're worried about Sister Sophia, but... Not wanting him to apologize, I shook my head. I doubt Gil would ever do such a thing, but... I also think you're right, Dante, so please don't worry. Yes, I have Elena and the other sisters here, so I should have no trouble at all. I wish to offer help of my own, but I fear that getting myself and my men involved will only bring the conflict here. I'm sorry. I know money alone won't solve everything, but I promise to support you as much as possible. Thank you very much, Signor Falzone. Suddenly I heard knocking on the door. Oh, there's a call for you, Signor Falzone. I quickly looked at Dante. Gil knows we're here. Or Nicola. The church's phone was in the refectory. Dante calmly picked up the receiver, but was soon struck by a look of alarm. The manor was hit. Oh, I kind of expected them to hit the manor at some point, but we weren't there, so. After receiving the phone call, I was sure that Dante would want to return immediately, but he stated that it wouldn't be a good idea to move yet with security being compromised. Perhaps he already knew somewhere deep down that it was too late to go back. We waited until the sun went down before using the cover of night to travel to a hotel. Nicola rushed into the hotel room after learning about what happened. Lucky you two were out when they hit. I never expected them to be so bold. I kind of was expecting it. I'm like, why don't we just hit them where they live? I mean, you know what I mean? What did I say? Throw bombs into their house. And then I was like, why are they not attacking us while we're at dinner? I was kind of expecting this. Did you see the aftermath? Yes, everyone at the manor at the time. Oh no, Julia. I was just like, yes, everyone in the manor at the time. And I went, no, oh my God. I'm sorry. Dante? We have to do the hard thing. And we have to fucking take out Oliver. Because they hurt Julia. And Sister Sophia. I'm sorry, Oliver, but you have to go. I love Oliver so fucking much, so you know how much that hurts me, but like, what the fuck? This is the only way to take Gil down. Anyway, yeah, everyone in the manor at the time, regardless of whether they were soldiers or staff, were all dead. Everyone? I felt a sudden weight come over me as the reality of what had happened began to sink in. You really are something, boss. Got it. I'll do my best. Oh, but I was hoping Leo wasn't there. Oh no, that's worse. Please try your best to remain calm. I'm sure everything will be fine. Minako, Leo, even Julia? Oh no, they did not. They have to go down. They have to pay for this. I'm sorry, Gil, but you have got to be taken out. The idea seemed too implausible to accept. I felt more stunned than saddened, and just see, I'm mad now. It couldn't have really happened, could it? This couldn't be happening. You should get some rest. Dante offered his hand to help me stand, and I took it weakly. Why, it's the tragic end. Dante had me lie down on the bed and silently sat beside me, holding my hand. My emotions slowly began to spill out. I was with them just today. But now I won't be able to see them anymore. This can't be happening. My vision became blurred with tears. Dante was quietly listening to every word I said. His hand never left mine, and he gently stroked my hair with his other hand. The warmth of his touch was comforting, and I was beginning to feel more relaxed. I began to drift off to sleep. After watching Space fall asleep, I left the bedroom to find Nicola waiting. Is she alright? Yes, it was a lot for her to take, and she finally fell asleep. See, so what now? We lost a good deal of our men. I doubt it'll be possible for us to strike the Visconti the same way they did. I didn't expect them to make such a drastic move. And then again, I suppose I should have expected something like this from Gilbert. Right. Though I assume they didn't expect us to be away when they hit. I suppose it was a blessing in disguise. A blessing in disguise. Yet a tragedy nonetheless. Nicola, did you shoot Sister Sophia in the foot so we would leave? Because, like, bravo for that, but also that's fucking devious and shady. But I expect nonetheless from Nicola. I'm sure it wasn't, but I mean, like, there is a suspicion inside of me that's like, did you do this? Because that is crazy. All of this happened after I said that I would protect the family. How pathetic. Making matters worse was that I put Space in harm's way. I should have let her go before things escalated to this point. You're not thinking of leaving her to keep her safe, are you? How did he read my mind? Because you're talking out loud. I'm just kidding. I looked up to see Nicola's eyes directly on mine. You understand that doesn't mean anything, especially with how things are now, right? If anything, it'd make matters worse. There's no telling what Gilbert would do. He may be a gentleman, and we know he's got a heart, but he's mafia nonetheless. Asking him to spare her because she's not with you anymore would be useless. Right. Then, what if I have her escape to Rome? It'd probably be safer than her staying in Berlin, but is that something you're really okay with, Dante? Once she's out of Berlin, then there's no way for you to really protect her. Not to mention, you know how stubborn she can be, so I doubt she'd accept such an offer. In any case, why don't you spend some time with her and talk to her about it openly? You're right. I'm over there like, I heard them plotting. By the time I woke up the next morning, Nicola was nowhere to be found. Dante had ordered us room service for breakfast. Although neither of us had an appetite, we both managed to finish our meals. Soon afterward, Dante began to speak in a serious voice. What do you think of staying in another city for the time being? His question came out of nowhere. Dante, you'd be coming too, right? No, I can't leave town right now with the way things are. When we don't have many soldiers left, I need to stay to maintain the family's morale. And I'll be staying in Berlin too. No, but you do know that you're in danger more than anyone else now, including me. And that's why I want you to leave town. For me. I understood what Dante was saying, but, well, then we're gonna leave and then he's gonna die off screen and we're gonna be like, I don't know, we can't. We have to see you die to make it as tragic as possible. Or we have to die. Because that'll be tragic too. It's more tragic for me if they die, you know what I mean? Because that hurts more. But, I don't want to leave him now. I can't leave him alone. But, am I being here holding him back somehow? Am I shackling him down without realizing it? After some thought, I nodded quietly in response. Hey, understand. Dante breathed a sigh of relief and kissed my forehead lovingly. Everything will be fine. It won't take long. We'll bring you back here before you know it. Promise? No, we're so gonna die. Teo's gonna kill us. Dante nodded and this time kissed me on the lips to seal our promise. Oh. That's why it's tragic. We're both gonna die away from each other. Things went into action the moment I accepted his request. Nicola arranged the transportation and guards to take me to safety right away. I was to travel by car to Bari, Apulia's capital, then journey to Rome by train. Apulia's capital? Whatever. The hotel in Rome was already reserved, and the guards would be waiting for me there. The day of my departure arrived. Dante and I would drive separately to Bari, but he would see me off at the train station. Oh, everything's going to go down. Thank you for waiting. Please step inside. I arrived in front of the hotel exactly as planned, and as I climbed inside, I suddenly noticed this man. I don't think I've ever seen him before. Before I could ask, the doors slammed behind me, and the car sped off. Being kidnapped. Before long, the car came to a stop in a deserted area away from town. We hadn't been driving for very long. Bari should still be further ahead. As I wondered where we were, the driver stepped out of the vehicle. He then opened the back door and came inside. Excuse me, but... Just sleep tight for a bit, got it? My vision slowly blurred and faded. Yep. I woke in a forest with the tranquil sound of wind rustling through the trees. Oh, Gil. If it was Teo, that'd be one thing, but Gil, I'm disappointed in you, and I really hope they take Oliver. I'm really mad that we tried to go the nice route. Dante's like, no, I'm not going to kill Oliver. You should have. Because Gil's going to kill us now. He killed Julia and Leo. So I really, really don't think it would have been wrong if we tortured Oliver. It would have hurt me a lot to do it, but I'm just saying, Gil fucking deserves it. I'm sorry, Oliver. You're a casualty of war. Just like Julia and Leo. Rude. The ruins nearby were lit up by the afternoon sun, and in front of them was Gil. I tried to stand, but I couldn't move at all. Both my arms and legs were tied. Finally awake? Sorry, Space. Gil looked down at me and spoke in a tone that I had never heard him use with me before. The coldness in his voice made me realize that he had already made up his mind. You must know by now that we're connected to the Lu Huan Hu. In addition to having us get rid of the Fell Zone, they also gave us another peculiar errand. Errand. Not particular. At first I was like, no, peculiar, not particular. Okay. Did say peculiar. To kill you at any cost. I can't believe you would do this. Lu Huan Hu? But why? The utter confusion on my face must have been evident. Gil continued to speak. I can't believe Gil's gonna kill me! I mean, we have died in, like, whatever, but I don't think any of them have actually killed us before. I mean, aside from Yang, but, like, whatever. We expect that of him. But, like, has Orlok killed us? I don't think so. Look, maybe. I don't know. In the old one, in the other one. And, again, Orlok killing us, I mean, kind of expect that. He's killed other people. And Yang doing it, but, like, I don't know. I just didn't expect this. Like, Gil, you're actually gonna kill me? That is really fucking bizarre. I don't know if I ever saw this coming. Again, I can't remember all of the bad endings or anything from the first game, so I don't remember. But at the moment, as we're playing this game, this just seems very unexpected, and I just don't know what's happening here. Like, it's brilliant, because you're like, no, Gil, but I expect better of you. Anyway. In order to survive, I need to kill 3 people. Dante, Nicola, and you. That said, the order is of some importance. Killing Dante before Nicola would make things difficult for me. Nicola would lead the family even better than Dante did. My guess is he'd take the family into hiding until they found their bearings again. 2 words he spoke sounded like Gil. Oh, the words he spoke sounded like Gil. I'm like, 2 words when... But they were devoid of his usual carefree spirit. The most efficient means of getting rid of you 3 would be killing Nicola first, then snuffing out you and Dante together. Which is why I had the dear sister injured so we could set up a situation that'd make things a little more convenient. You were the one who went after Sister Sophia? I really expected it to have been Nicola to get us out of the house, because he expected you to attack the house. I figured Dante'd take you to the church if that happened. Gil nodded to himself, unfazed, as though he had no remorse for what he had done. I mean, you shot Orlok punched her in the face, so, like, this is the least of her troubles. But still, Gil, Jesus! Of all the fucking Mafia men, I kind of expected you to be a little less of a douche than the rest of them. What the hell? Glamis hit Nicola during the strike on the Falzone Manor. Fortunately for me, Nicola wasn't there. To be honest, I really wanted to see him dead in that strike. What? There's no use in crying over spilled milk. Not exactly what I had in mind, but I pivoted to kill you and Dante first. With the situation only getting worse, figured Dante'd have you escape from Berlone. I'd have done the same too. Just as expected, he did what I planned, and now I got you as bait. I knew asking him wouldn't mean a thing, but I couldn't hold back much longer. Gil, why are you doing all this? Gil pursed his lips and looked away for a bit. I didn't want to do this, you know, but I had no options left. I need to protect my family. I've also got to make good on my promises to the guys for their loyalty to me all this time. Can't let the family in here. True that I see you and Dante as friends, and I do feel bad for what I'm doing to you folks. Least I can do is kill you with my own hands. You know what? That's good. Good. Kill me with your own hands so you have to remember our deaths forever, and I hope they haunt you and make you fucking miserable. Because I will haunt your ass. Also, I really hope Nicola takes out fucking Oliver in the most painful goddamn way in front of you, and then takes you out. For this. But we'll be dead, so whatever. I must have been in the Mafia in a past life, because I will cut you for doing that. Like, I will take the thing you and I both love the most, Gil, and that's Oliver. It hurts me to do it, but I will do it. Like, so I can't really blame him for this, because, like, yeah, no, same. It would kill me to kill Oliver, but I'll do it if that's what I gotta do to get under your skin, so. A warm breeze blew through the grass and trees, making the forest rustle with a quiet hum. A short while later, the person we were both waiting for appeared. Finally. Dante glared at Gil, who simply shrugged. I know what it looks like, but I'll have you know I won't be ending this like a coward. It's you against me now. Fine by me. With Dante's agreement, Gil distanced himself from me and pulled a single coin from his pocket. We'll start the moment it touches the ground. If I were frickin' Dante, I'd just whip it out and kill Gil first, and I'd be like, yeah, no. You kidnapped my girlfriend, so FYI, I sliced up your fucking lawyer. The coin flew high into the air. I wouldn't wait. Neither of them were looking at it, only each other. The The moment the coin touched the ground, they both drew their guns at the same time. I'm just saying! Fuck honor right now. You took my woman. I'm killing your ass. And as you die, I'm going to tell you I'm going to cut up your lawyer. I might not do it because he'll be dead and he won't know, but I'm just going to say I'm going to leave that threat there. Oh, Dante's so dead and so are we. Just saying. Dante dashed in an arc around Gil to avoid his gunfire. Not a chance. Gil pulled the trigger again and again in a similar arc. Unable to avoid the bullets, Dante faltered as one hit him in the shoulder. Dante! Well, you... Dante somehow regained his form and quickly shot Gil straight through the thigh. Gil dropped with his knees to the ground, and Dante pointed his gun at him again. I mean, I kind of almost hope that, I know we're gonna die here, one of us, or both of us, but I kind of hope Gil goes down with whoever else is going down. It's all of us or whatever. I'm just saying. I kind of hope he dies too. He deserves it for this. Without aiming, Gil shot wildly around himself in different directions. Dante moved swiftly to avoid the barrage. We're gonna get hit by accident. Gil forced himself up in the meantime and held up his gun again. Gil was having a hard time moving from his injury, but his aim was sharper than ever. A bullet grazed Dante's arm and blood soaked through his suit. Dante gritted his teeth and retaliated. A bullet pierced Gil's upper arm, and in a flash it became stained with blood. You gotta take his arms out. He's got he's double fist in here. They gradually slowed from their bullet wounds. They're both gonna end up dead. Gil managed to shoot Dante in the side. Dante shot Gil in the abdomen. Oh yeah, no, he's definitely going down. Tay, I desperately prayed amidst the gunfire. Can't die now! Dante tightened his hold on his gun and squeezed the trigger with a bloody hand. I turned to look. His shot hit Gil in the chest, whose body jerked from the shock. He slowly crumpled to the ground. You'd think, if you didn't know this was the bad ending, you might be like, oh my god, this is a fucked up route, but okay, we're fine. No, it's not. We're not done yet. Dante looked at him for a short moment. He then slowly dragged himself toward me, shuffling on unsteady legs. Are you all right? Dante slowly untied the rope around me with a worried look on his face. But Dante, we need to get you help. I quickly stood and reached out to stop the bleeding when... Oh. Huh? I heard a gunshot out of nowhere. Space. Dante's voice was anguished. Oh my god, he hit me. I looked in the direction of the gunshot to see Gil pointing his gun at us. As he lay in a pool of his own blood, he had used his last ounce of strength to pull the trigger. Wow, what a bastard! The bullet had pierced right through my chest. God damn, Gil. Cuzzo! Dante's face warped with rage as he pointed his gun at Gil, shooting him in the head without remorse. You probably should have done that before you untied me, but it wouldn't be the tragic ending otherwise. But fuck, you know what's the most tragic about this? Gil being such a douche! Fuck! I slowly fell to the ground in the few seconds that had passed. Space, no, you can't. Dante looked at me with eyes full of tears, bringing me into his arms. Oh, her marshmallow's gonna cry! Oh, stop it! Stay with me. The bleeding. We'll send for a doctor. His voice trembled as he tried his best to stop the bleeding, but I'm not going to... I could tell that it was of no use at this point. My lips trembled as I tried to speak. Stay still, Space. Stay. My vision grew hazy. I wanted to see his face, but I couldn't. Wait, no, don't go. That's the worst when they don't go, don't leave, stop it! That's the worst. I mustered what strength I had left to place my hand over Dante's. Don't die on me. Without you, I can't. I could hardly see him anymore, But I could tell he was crying. Everyone else being sad because we die is one thing, but like, Dante's such a fucking marshmallow. This hurts more. Please. Ev. Oh, poor Dante. My dying breath, I spoke my final wish. No! I want you to live. Why? Why are you leaving me? I can't scream like Dante, but I want to scream. Oh, I can't! Just imagine the scream. I can't do it. I'm sorry. His scream was filled with agony. The sound of it was muffled in my ears until I could hear it no more. Oh. Okay, shit. I gotta like turn the freaking music off before we get like. And then I do that, and then the music is like, "Oh, let's crank up in your fucking headset," and it's like, please don't. Ah. But like, well, shit. Ugh. Hi, buddy. Sorry, it's getting dark in here. So while we watch the end and we chat, like, good God, bravo! This one, like, honestly, you knew, like, Dante's route has been my favorite, but this fucking ending was like, Jesus, like, cold, man, fucking cold. Gil, I can't believe you. Like, I kind of actually, I mean, I'm telling you, we should have tortured Oliver. That would have made the ending far better and more tragic. Like, this on top of we just tortured Oliver. That's more tragic for Gil, but I'm just saying, it would have hurt me too, you know? Not that the writers know that how much I love Oliver and we're anticipating that, but like, Jesus. Like, again, it's usually harder for me ending wise if like we're alive and our love interest dies. That hurts me more than this. It's like, well, I'm dead, so I don't know. But like Dante being like the marshmallow that he is, and this is like, no, stop it. This is the worst bad ending. But like, bravo to the game. So like, the worst of the tragic bad endings. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit. Like, anyway, there's probably going to be a little after bit. I really do hate the fact that we can't like skip the credits because it's like I got nothing to say right now about this, and I kind of just want to be able to skip the credits. Again, I know it's because, but they're all the same. They're the same every single time. So once you've played like a good ending and gotten the good ending credits and a bad ending and getting the bad ending credits, because I think the songs are different, then you should be able to skip them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you should have to kind of sit through them every single time. So that's my only complaint. I mean, I get it's just like, you know, because you gotta like, I gotta turn off the music and we got the credits going and we do this 13 fucking times. Like, you know, well, 14 times, because if you think about it, we've got what, 6 love interests? And then we've got the Alternativa route, you know, so. 13, I was just rolling. I just threw that out there and I was like, well, actually, wait a minute. No. I'm assuming we're Dante. At some point, it had begun to rain, but I couldn't move at all. Hold on, I gotta turn our thing back on so you can hear the rain effect. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to the right spot. Night descended over the forest and moonlight shone faintly through the clouds. Oh! Stop it! No! I hate the CG! I hate it because look at his goddamn eyes! They're so sad and like devoid of life. They have that haunted look that Nicholas had in his baby Nicholas CG where you're like, his eyes are literally just, there's no light, there's nothing in them. They're haunted, and that's exactly what it is, and he's crying and he's sad, and that's why I hate it. Because it's so sad. It's not, there's nothing wrong with CG, I just like, it hurts. This is all my fault. And we have no eyes. Her blood-stained body had grown wet from my tears and the merciless rain. Space's warmth slowly left me, proof that she was no longer here. Look at his sweet little face. He's so dead inside and I hate it. why this is the best tragic ending, because this one's gonna make me cry. I wanted to protect what was precious to me. I hadn't finished Gil because I knew he had no ammunition left. He would have had 14 rounds in his clip. I counted and he depleted them all. But I killed her. I was the one who put her in harm's way. I should have had her leave this town sooner. No. If only I had never spoken to her at all. Oh, Dante, stop! I truly loved Space. I shouldn't have approached her in the first place. Seeing Space smile happily was enough for me to see her smile from afar. I embraced her as hard as I could to somehow return the warmth to her body. The rain came down even harder than before. Suddenly, a shadow came into sight. Here. I was like, who is it? I've been watching from the shadows. The man spoke without a hint of emotion. Dante Falzone, should you desire it, I can save you. My god, is Dante gonna die now? Save me? How? She's already gone from this world. There's nothing you can do to save me now. How am I supposed to live? Why must you force into yourself a reason to live? You've killed Gilbert Redford, the greatest threat to your family. What are you trying to say? The Visconti existed only because they were being led under the talent of a man known as Gilbert Redford. As for the Falzone, you still have your right-hand man, your talented underboss Nicola Francesca. I'm certain the Falzone family will soon regain control of Berlone. What Henry said was right. Nicola could handle things better than I could. He should have been the boss of this family in the first place. You've done everything in your power as boss of the Falzone family. And there's nothing more that can be done. Death comes to all mortals eventually. And the only difference is whether it comes sooner or later, or whether or not you're alone. As devout as you are, you would never commit suicide. And so I present my offer once more to save you. A salvation that will reunite you with her. He's like, I'm gonna do this out of the kindness of my heart, but also I want to kill you, so like, eh. As Henry spoke, my mind became clearer and clearer. Oh, I did not see this coming. Yes. See. Why hadn't I thought of it sooner? What I needed now was salvation. I looked up at Henry and expressed to him my heartfelt request. Please, kill me. Henry gave a weak smile. He quietly pointed his gun at me. Down in my arms. Still holding Space's lifeless body, I quietly closed my eyes. God, please. As my consciousness faded, I prayed, bidding her farewell. I will sink to hell, no doubt. I have no right to wish that she remain by my side. Bird? I couldn't have her shackled to my sins, even in death. No chance of salvation. Stop it. I wouldn't let that happen. All I wanted was for her to smile forever. Please bless her soul. I don't want to bring her any more pain. But for now, I still wanted to remain by her side. I tried with all my might to embrace my now-deceased love, Space. I'll always love you. There's an awful lot of thoughts going through the head of a man who was probably just literally shot between the eyes. I'm just saying. Whether they bonded or not, and they'd have suffered a tragic fate regardless. In that case, this thing called destiny is nothing but a curse. I closed my eyes and recalled the days when they were happily in love together. Please, let them sleep in peace. Forever. I gave my solemn prayer and departed. Wow, that's actually kind of nice of Henry. For someone who wanted vengeance for his sister was like, let them sleep in peace. I got my vengeance, but like, I don't want them to burn in hell forever. Like, that's amazing. Kinda didn't expect that out of him, to be honest. You know? The end. I mean, I did not expect Henry to show up, and I did not expect Dante to be like, nope, cool, kill me, bye. Like, shit. Like, shit. Alright, well. Let's go back to our other... This is our first bad end. We're gonna get our short bad ends now, so... Oh, I did turn the pages of my book. For some reason, I couldn't focus. I took in a deep breath and looked up the clock, but I'd already moved it all. Looked down the book. Wait. Wait a minute. Oh, no, whoops, hold on. That's not the right save. That's weird. This is it. Never mind. I was in the wrong... Oh, we were already here. And then I just... Why did it... Oh, you know, that's weird. Okay. It tried to, like... I was like, oh, okay. It was on 32. That was the last place we saved, not the last place I loaded. I was like, you know what I mean? That was... Anyway. I don't know why. That was just really weird. Nothing in particular. No, nothing in particular. I see. He nodded, breathing a sigh of relief. Okay. Okay, we skip the meanwhile story, so... And then we get a bad ending. That one choice. Nothing in particular. Huh. Well, alright. Aside from distributing food, do you also treat the townsfolk's injuries? Are you hurt? Not me. I saw a child crying in the alley who seems to have fallen somehow. He wasn't moving, so I'd hoped there'd be someone here who could tend to his wounds. I'll have to take a look at his wounds, but we can take care of him if it's not too serious. Well, can you tell me where he is? Absolutely. Let me take you. I left the area and followed after Teo. Because we opted to choose not to tell Dante. We're like, nothing in particular! And so then we get stabbed. Great. We made our way deeper into a secluded alley, but there was no child to be found. Where? Suddenly, I felt a burning sensation slash across my throat. I quickly brought my hands to my neck and felt blood flowing through my fingers. I crumpled to my knees, unable to scream or even utter a word. What is... I slowly turned to see Teo holding a bloody knife in his hand. In the next moment, it was mercilessly swung down upon me. My consciousness faded, and the question of why this happened slowly disappeared from my mind. They really are short bad ends. Like, absolutely short bad ends. I mean, they're not called short bad ends for no reason, I guess. Alright, so now the third one, yes, should be this one. Okay, I thought for a bit before answering. I don't know! I had a feeling it'd be for the best if I didn't reveal too much at this point. Gil gave a knowing smile, then turned his attention back to Dante. He looks like, I don't know about this. I knew I couldn't make this decision for him. As I looked on in silence, Dante mumbled a few more words. As Gilbert said, perhaps the time for the Mafia has finally come to an end. But the Felzone bears the mission of protecting the sacred relic in Berlone. I need to fulfill my family's mission, in which case it may be time that I rethink how we should live our lives as the Mafia. But this has been my entire existence. I don't know a life outside of the Mafia. He quietly and calmly continued. Yeah, like, I don't know how to be rich, man. I would, welcome the chance to try being rich, though. You know what I mean? You're like, I don't know how to do anything else. Like, I don't know how to be a rich person. But, as much of a struggle as it would be being, like, independently wealthy, I'd like that. I think I'll give it a shot. You know what? I'll power through. That was okay. That was their kicking each other's asses. But all right, so this is it. This is it. They have a message for me. What happened here? I set down my book and headed to the door. Oh, there was a knock on the door. And instead of being like, who is it? We're like, oh, someone's there. Okay. And we get stabbed by Teo again. All right, well, anyway. I opened to discover someone other than the bodyguard standing before me. His clothing was different from before, but it was the man named Teo whom I met in Berlin. He was smiling at me with a knife in hand. What are... Dead. Yep, dead. He plunged the knife into my chest before I could figure out what was going on. My hand frantically rose up to the wound as the rest of my body became too numb to move. A tremendous amount of blood spilled over my fingers, but strangely enough, it didn't hurt. Sorry for just dropping in. And by the way, are you alone? Where's Dante Falzone? My vision began to blur. I could hardly follow Teo's figure searching around the room. How dare he give me false information? Waste of time. I could hear him saying something, but his voice sounded muffled in my ears. Hey, prayed for his safety just as my last breath issued from my lips. The end. Alright, so that was basically everything. Wow. Alright, there we go. So that was it. That was all of Dante. Whoops. This is all of Dante. Hi. Whoops. Yeah, okay, they both only have one. Like, hello? The saucy CG. It was funny, because after, like, the good ending, and I was, like, kind of looking through the CGs, I'm like, I mean, like, you got, like, that saucy CG with, like, freaking Gil in the bathtub, and, like, okay, so this is the sauciest one we got with Dante. You know what I mean? Like, alright. You know, this one. This one's so sad, but I love it. Look at his goddamn face. His eyes are so dead, though. It's literally, like, it's so weird because, like, all the other ones, like, if you look at this one, okay, you can't, but, like, look at the color and the, like, detail in her eyes, and then you look here, and, like, when you look at Dante's eyes, like, there's, like, nothing. They're so flat. But, like, the best part of that is, like, that's not, it's not like, oh, they did something weird with the, you know, so there's things you're like, this whole CG's beautiful, but what the fuck is happening with her eye, or whatever. It's meant to be that way, because he's just dead inside. And that's the way Baby Nicola's CG was. It's like an app, like, it's really good. It's like a nice little addition where you're like, his eyes are so oh yeah, no, makes sense. You know? As if this face wasn't enough to emote how dead inside he feels. That little added detail of not having detail in the irises is just, like, bravo for that. I love this one so much. That's the one we used in the last one, right? I love that one too. Oh, you know what? This one's beautiful. Like, Dante just kissing her hand. There you go. We'll end on this one because the other ones are sad. And, like, well, that one is too saucy. We can end on the saucy one. I like this one. So, anyway, that was Dante's route. We're done. And what we will be doing next time, so just fair warning, it'll be like a week or more for me because I'm trying to get caught up. I was in the middle of this route, and, like, I don't remember where we were, and I'm pretty sure I told you, like, it's been like 4 or 5 days because I had to take a couple days off for a doctor's appointment, and my mom was here, and then it was a whole weekend, and I was like, shit. Like, so, but now I have time to finish our other game and then come back to this one. Like, I don't think I have to worry about anything for a little while, so we can get ahead again, and, like, woohoo! So, you know, but it'll probably be at least a week or so before I get back to it. But we will be doing the Alternativa route, which is, well, that's interesting. So I'm going to read the note. Well, I think that's supposed to take place after there was the ending in the first game that was like the, you know, not man harem ending. It was the, like, We're Not Dating Anyone ending, and I think this is supposed to take place after that, I assume. This, though, it'll have different scenario endings for all the love interests. The ending conclusion of the episode doesn't change regardless of the love interest you pick. Oh, cool. Oh my god. Okay. So the Alternativa ending, That's so interesting. Okay, I'm kind of scanning through it, and it's like nothing happens except for the thing. So then you come back, there's a save point, and then you unlock each ending. So there's a Dante ending, everyone except for Henry, I guess. A Gilbert ending, a Nicola ending, and I guess it's just an alternate ending. That's why it's called Alternativa. I just figured it was like, based on, so that's interesting. Okay, well, anyway, that explains why there's CGs for all of them there. I kind of figured it was going to be based off the, that, so this one's going to be very fucking bizarre. Okay, I'm just saying, it's going to be fucking weird. But anyway, we'll start that and deal with the confusion of it in the next part. So, anyway, I will... just don't want it to go dark because we've been talking for a minute. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.